Every single day, countless lies are told. Some are small, harmless white lies. Others are life-changing, shattering trust and altering futures. Some are told to protect feelings, others to destroy reputations. And here's the uncomfortable truth that applies to everyone, including you and me. We all lie. Not because humans are inherently evil, but because dishonesty is deeply wired into how our minds survive, adapt, and protect themselves. In this video, we're not here to judge lies. We're here to understand them. Because once you understand why people lie, you begin to see all of human behavior with an almost unsettling clarity. Let's start with a foundational idea. Lying is a survival skill. From an evolutionary perspective, dishonesty isn't a flaw, it's a tool. Imagine early humans. Those who could successfully deceive were better at hiding their weaknesses from rivals, avoiding punishment from the tribe leader, gaining a social advantage, or protecting their group from enemies. The brain learned a powerful lesson back then. Truth can be dangerous. Dishonesty can be safe. That ancient survival wiring still exists inside our modern brains. When someone tells a lie today, their brain often believes it's doing something crucial, avoiding a threat, preserving a social bond, or protecting their identity. In that split second, honesty feels incredibly risky, and the brain, by default, will almost always choose the path it perceives as safer. But what really drives this choice? It's not logic. People don't lie because of logic, they lie because of emotion. At the emotional core of every single lie, you will find at least one of these powerful drivers: fear, shame, desire, insecurity, or guilt. Think about it. It's the fear of rejection, the fear of punishment, the fear of being seen as inadequate or a failure. Before a person lies, their brain rapidly asks one critical question: what happens if the truth comes out? If the perceived emotional cost of that truth feels too high, dishonesty becomes the emergency escape route. Now, it's important to realize that not all lies, and not all liars, are the same. They don't all come from the same place. Some people lie to protect others. Some lie to protect themselves. And some lie to control outcomes and manipulate situations. We can see a few common patterns emerge. There's the self-protection liar, who lies to avoid consequences or embarrassment. There's the image manager, who crafts lies to maintain a certain status, project success, or appear more confident than they feel. Then you have the conflict avoider, who will say anything to keep the peace, even if it's untrue. And finally, there's the habitual liar, who lies so automatically that it becomes a reflex, even in situations where it's completely unnecessary. Understanding the type of lie helps explain the behavior. Though it's crucial to remember, it doesn't excuse it. Here's something that might be a little disturbing. The more a person lies, the easier it becomes for them to do it again. Brain studies using fMRI scans have shown that repeated lying actually reduces our emotional discomfort with being dishonest. The amygdala, which you can think of as the brain's guilt and alarm center, becomes less and less reactive with each subsequent lie. This process is called moral desensitization. What once felt wrong, what once triggered a pang of guilt, slowly starts to feel normal. And that is exactly how small, seemingly insignificant lies can quietly grow and spiral into big, destructive ones. In our modern world, the nature of dishonesty has evolved. Today, people lie not just with their words, but with carefully curated, edited, and filtered versions of reality. Just scroll through social media. The perfect photos, the flawless success stories, the displays of constant happiness and productivity. Much of it is either exaggerated or, at the very least, an incomplete picture of the truth. Why do we do this? Because our modern identity has become performative. We are constantly performing for an audience. And any good performance often demands a degree of illusion. The brain craves validation, likes, and approval, and for many, dishonesty becomes the shortcut to getting it. But perhaps the most dangerous lie of all isn't the one we tell to other people. It's the one we tell to ourselves. This is self-deception, and it's a powerful psychological trap. Self-deception allows us to justify our own bad behavior, avoid taking responsibility for our mistakes, and protect our fragile egos from uncomfortable truths. The brain will defend our self-image at all costs. And that is how people can consistently lie to others and still genuinely believe they are honest, moral people. Make no mistake, lying is not a victimless act, and it isn't free. there's a heavy cognitive and emotional price to pay. Long-term dishonesty creates chronic stress, mental overload, pervasive anxiety, and a deep sense of identity conflict. Think of it like running multiple software programs at once. Keeping track of who you told what, maintaining different stories, and constantly worrying about being exposed consumes an immense amount of mental energy. The brain has to stay in a constant state of high alert. The truth simplifies the mind. Dishonesty complicates it endlessly. So, if lying is so damaging, why does being honest often feel so incredibly hard? Because honesty requires vulnerability. It requires us to show our true selves, flaws and all. And vulnerability activates our deepest fears of judgment, of rejection, of loss. The brain naturally prefers comfort over courage, control over openness, and short-term safety over long-term trust. That's why being honest can feel so heavy at first, but ultimately, it is what leads to healing and genuine connection. So how do we break this cycle of dishonesty in ourselves and in our relationships? It isn't about sheer willpower. It's about creating emotional safety. People are most likely to tell the truth when they feel accepted, secure, and genuinely understood, even if that truth is difficult. When you create an environment of safety, lies begin to lose their purpose. So here is the powerful final truth we leave you with. Lies protect the moment. Truth protects the future. Dishonesty is the brain's shield, a defense mechanism. But honesty is the mind's freedom. Understanding why people lie doesn't make the lies acceptable, but it does make human behavior understandable. And understanding is always the first step toward mastery. If this video changed the way you see dishonesty, then it has done its job. Because once you understand the psychology behind lies, you stop being confused by people, and you start recognizing the patterns instead. If you value deep insights into the human mind, subscribe to our channel for more psychology-driven content that challenges how you think, see, and understand human behavior. Like this video if it gave you clarity, share it with someone who might need to see it, and let us know in the comments. What truth do you think people lie about the most? We'll see you in the next one.